right, let's talk about Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza prediction. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button going down. I believe it's going down Friday. Going down. Then the trap's going down. Yep, May 2nd. You know, Thunderbolts come out. May 2nd too, I believe. Yep, Friday from, excuse me. Ooh, that was a hell of a pop. From Times Square, he's taking on Arnold Barboza. I don't know if they selling tickets. I don't know what's going on with the fight. Y'all better not fighting this E. So, you know, T.O. was looking in good shape a couple weeks ago. You know, he trying to just talk shit to keep the juices flowing and keep the fight relevant. You know, 32-0, no losses, no draws for Arnold Barboza. T.O. is 21-1. He got beat by Cambosos, 5'9", 68.5-inch reach, 27 years old. You know, talk about Arnold Barboza. I just said his record, 32-0, 0 losses, 0 draws, 11 KOs. Went overseas, beat Jack Catterall, strapped his nuts on. Hard to go overseas when you ain't the biggest puncher. Got about a 2.5 reach advantage, 72. Or 3, is that 3.5 or 2.5? No, that's about 3.5. Excuse my language. 5'9", 33-inch arms. You know, in this fight, it should be interesting. I've seen Barboza fight that time versus Catterall, maybe a couple other times on a couple other occasions. But one thing I did notice in watching Catterall actually handle his business as a fighter, he got movement. He willing to, he's willing to really he willing to go get you. I think, you know, his ability to box, he kind of got like an irky-jerky style, in my opinion. His ability to box and have an irky-jerky style, T.O. have a hard problem keeping up with guys that can move. And I think his in and out, and if he can get lateral and go lateral and that in and out, I think this fight is going to be a problem. The difference is T.O. has just fought the better competition, from, you know, guys like Jermaine Ortiz to Josh Taylor to Sandor Martin to guys like Kambosos, Lomachenko, Comey, Nakatani. I mean, he's fought the better names, and he's has 22 fights. But the thing about Barboza, what he lacks in name, which his name is not everything, he makes up in volume. I mean, he's just had a lot of repetition. He fought 3 times in 2024. Jose Ramirez, Jack Catterall. He fought Jose Pedraza in 23. He only fought once in 23. And 22, he fought once. 21, he fought Antonio Moran once. Cesados, and Tony Lewis in 2020. So William Silva, 2019, he fought 3 times. So 2024 was a big year for him because he had 3 fights. Previous 2 years, 23-1, 22-1, 21-1. You know, in the pandemic, he fought twice. So he started to get a rhythm. He got a bunch of volume coming into this fight, in my opinion. So when you got 32 fights and he been pro since 2023, so he been pro for going on June to be 5 years. I mean, my bad, my brain, 12 years. My brain is fried right now. So 12 years, he been pro for that long. So in my humble opinion, the time is now to get a world title. And T.O. could talk about his age and all that type of stuff, and I definitely understand it. But everybody ain't well traveled. You know what I'm saying? Some people get a scenic route or a little shortcut or whatever. But I think if Barboza keys to this fight to win is using his lateral movement in and out, and then closing the gap on him, keeping T.O. off balance. That's the number one thing. Keep T.O. off balance. That'll be the number one thing I tell him. Keep T.O. off balance. How you deal with Jack Catterall, he should know when you coming and going. And no Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey, no Kanye. But he should know whether, when you, just keep that movement, keep that feinting, keep that irky-jerky movement. That'll be my advice to him. And close that gap, close that gap. And one thing about T.O., he just like a Mexican fighter. He don't throw a bunch of jabs. So if I'm Barboza, I'm working with movement. I'm working on throwing the jab a lot, and I'm working on throwing them hard shots to the body. And T.O. is not a hard 12-round fighter neither. He ain't gonna fight for a hard 12. He one of them guys that like to pace themselves. So if I'm him, I'm gonna control that pace. I'm gonna control the pace. I'm gonna push the pace. I'm gonna throw hard shots to the body because when you ain't a big puncher, why don't you just put money in the bank for the body? I will put money in the bank for the body. That'll be my thing. I put money in the bank for the body. Slow that body down. Make him a stationary target, and then start using them as target practice. So I think that's the plan for him. He has to be willing when you got a guy like Teo that like to pace himself in that way. You have to be prepared. You have to be prepared to body work. I'll jab a guy who don't like to jab, and I would think you have to be prepared to when he's the A side the way he is. You have to be prepared to close the gap. At some point, tuck your chin and go out there and go get the victory. That's just my keys to victory for him. And for Teo, maybe you walk him into a trap. He get a little bit anxious, but Barboza has shown me that he's willing to take his time and be very, 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 very smart in taking his time. That's what it was due. So that's what he gonna do. He ain't gonna be reckless, but if Teo can get up early, get a knockdown or something early, and make Barboza reckless and get out of character, that'd be the best thing for him. That'd be the best thing for him. So Teo got to start fast. Teo has to start fast. And if Teofimo Lopez can start fast, if he can start fast, then he can make Barboza, who don't have a lot of punching power, he can make Barboza rush. And if he can make Barboza rush, Barboza can make mistakes. And Barboza make mistakes, that go Teofimo Lopez alley, because Teofimo Lopez like to throw counter shots. And Teo is not a great one punch puncher. He ain't one punch. Shout out to that boring ass anime though. But he ain't one punch. And with him not being one punch, his best thing to do, and he won't put his punches together. He only likes to throw one hard punch. They haven't made that adjustment moving up in weight. He has to throw sharp counters that you don't see coming. So that's his best thing, is to throw sharp counters that you don't see coming. So they got to throw sharp counters that you don't see coming. And if he can get up early on Barboza, Mike Barboza, who is not the puncher, rush, then I think he in the game. I think he in the game. So Teo got to start fast. I don't think he's gonna use his jab, but Teo got to start fast and put rounds in the bank early because he be galloping on that back championship stretch. So I actually think this may end up being producing, the better fighter, the best fight on the card. It's a lot of animosity here. The other fights just don't seem to be the animosity, in my opinion. It don't seem to be the animosity. It don't seem to be the animosity. So, yeah, it don't seem to be the animosity. So, but I love this matchup. This is probably the fight I'm looking most forward to. I like Barboza a lot. I don't really care for Teo, but I hate Golden Boy more than I hate Teo. But honestly, the winner of this fight, in my honest opinion, it's gonna be a tough one in my opinion. Man, I want Barboza to win. But I'm gonna say Teo get the victory. I'm gonna say Teo wins the decision. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a unanimous decision. It's gonna I think T.O. gonna show there's levels to this on Arnold Barboza, in my opinion. So yeah, I got T.O. winning the unanimous decision. Yeah, I got to win in a unanimous decision. My humble opinion, but I really hope Barboza win, even though it's still fuck Golden Boy. But I like Barboza a lot. I like how well traveled he is, and you know, I like that. I like that. But honestly, you know, we'll have to see. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I like T.O. unanimous decision. Let me know who you like in the comment section. Appreciate the love, support. Hit the link in the description. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Everything's inside the link tree. Join the Patreon. Check out the Free Game 89 channel. Check out my Detroit channel. Peace.